Play with a Lamborghini's roaring engine or play with a Ferrari's sleek design. Play with a Bugatti's top speed or play with a McLaren's handling. Play with a Porsche's heritage or play with a Corvette's American muscle. Play with a Ford Mustang's classic appeal or play with a Dodge Viper's raw power. Play with a Audi R8's futuristic look or play with a BMW M3's precision. Play with a Mercedes-Benz AMG's luxury or play with a Aston Martin's elegance. Play with a Nissan GT-R's technology or play with a Chevrolet Camaro's affordability. Play with a Tesla's electric innovation or play with a Maserati's Italian flair. Play with a Jaguar F-Type style or play with a Alfa Romeo's heritage. Play with a Rolls-Royce's luxury or play with a Bentley's opulence. Play with a Lexus LFA's rareness or play with a Lotus Exige's agility. Play with a Koenigsegg's hypercar status or play with a Pagani's exotic design. Play with a Ferrari LaFerrari's speed or play with a McLaren P1's aerodynamics. Play with a Lamborghini Aventador's presence or play with a Bugatti Chiron's luxury. Play with a Porsche 911's iconic design or play with a Corvette Z06's track performance. Play with a Ford GT's racing heritage or play with a Dodge Challenger's retro style. Play with a Mercedes AMG GT's power or play with a Aston Martin DB11's luxury. Play with a Nissan Skyline's tuner appeal or play with a Chevrolet Corvette Stingray's heritage. Play with a Tesla Model S's tech features or play with a Maserati Gran Turismo's Italian style. Play with a Jaguar E-Type's vintage charm or play with a Alfa Romeo Giulia's Italian design. Play with a Rolls-Royce Phantom's grandeur or play with a Bentley Continental GT's refinement. Play with a Lexus LC's luxury or play with a Lotus Evora's nimble handling. Play with a Koenigsegg Agera RS's speed or play with a Pagani Huayra's craftsmanship. Play with a Ferrari 488's V8 Symphony or play with a McLaren 720S's futuristic design. Play with a Lamborghini Huracan style or play with a Bugatti Veyron's top speed. Play with a Porsche Cayman's precision or play with a Corvette Grand Sport's value. Play with a Ford Focus RS's affordability, or play with a Dodge Charger's American muscle. Play with a Audi S5's daily usability, or play with a BMW M4's track performance. Play with a Mercedes-AMG C63's power, or play with a Aston Martin Vantage's style. Play with a Nissan 370Z's affordability, or play with a Chevrolet Camaro SS's V8 roar. Play with a Tesla Model 3's electric power, or play with a Maserati Levante's Italian luxury. Play with a Jaguar F-Pace's versatility, or play with a Alfa Romeo Stelvio's Italian charm. Play with a Rolls-Royce Ghost's elegance, or play with a Bentley Mulsanne's opulence. Play with a Lexus RX's reliability, or play with a Lotus Elise's raw driving experience. Play with a Koenigsegg Jesko's hypercar status, or play with a Pagani Zonda's exclusivity. Play with a Ferrari Enzo's legacy, or play with a McLaren F1 speed. Play with a Lamborghini Veneno's rarity, or play with a Bugatti EB110's historical significance. Play with a Porsche Panamera's practicality, or play with a Corvette C7's track performance. Play with a Ford Fiesta's affordability, or play with a Dodge Durango's family practicality. Play with a Audi A4's luxury, or play with a BMW 3 Series sportiness. Play with a Mercedes-AMG E63's power, or play with a Aston Martin Rapide's elegance. Play with a Nissan Altima's reliability, or play with a Chevrolet Malibu's affordability. Play with a Tesla Model X's electric SUV, or play with a Maserati Ghibli's Italian style. Play with a Jaguar I-Pace's electric power, or play with a Alfa Romeo 4C's Italian flair. Play with a Rolls-Royce Wraith's luxury, or play with a Bentley Bentega's opulence. Play with a Lexus ES's comfort, or play with a Lotus Esprit's British charm. Play with a Koenigsegg Gemera's family-friendly features, or play with a Pagani Imola's track performance. Play with a Ferrari F40's iconic status, or play with a McLaren Senna's track performance. Play with a Lamborghini Miura's vintage charm, or play with a Bugatti Type 57's classic appeal.